be brutally honest. Your boy's never working in a warehouse ever again. A warehouse job is probably the worst job possible. Probably the worst thing you could do for your physical, more so your mental. And I dipped up out of the warehouse job that I had after literally a week. I started on a Monday. Orientation was on a Monday. My last day was on a Friday. I was like, nah, I gotta at least finish the week. I can't be no bitch and dip day one, day two. But I'm gonna explain my story on why I even started working at this warehouse and why I dipped out of there so suddenly, so quick. So I never thought in a million years I'd be working in a warehouse ever in my life. I never thought I would step foot in a warehouse. But based on my previous videos, if you tapped in, maybe or maybe not, I'll give you a quick synopsis. So essentially, I was working in wealth management, working with the financial advisors, making like 95K, and I dipped up out of there. I dipped up out of there like 4 months ago. So money's getting short. I'm applying to these remote jobs, right? I'm applying to these finance positions, but hopefully remote, so I could be at my house and I could do what I gotta do from home. Because a lot of these jobs you can do from remote, and I want to travel while I work. I don't want to be stuck in the same place for however long I'll be at that job. And I just didn't find that specific career path. Working in wealth management was it for me. But back to the warehouse. So money is low, right? I dipped out of my job 4 months ago. So back in December, the first week of December, right? I'm like, yo, I need some side income. I need some other bread other than other than this pizza delivery. So I hit up my group chat. I'm like, all right, someone can bless it. Someone can bless it with some sort of job in the area. I'm trying to work within like a 30-minute radius. So when one boy answers in the chat, he sends me a link. He's like, yo, apply to this warehouse job. I'm working there right now. I'm like, bro, I ain't applying no warehouse. I'm not doing no warehouse nonsense, bro. I ain't doing none of that. So a couple days go by and like all these loans, all these expenses hit my account. And I'm like, it's only temporary. So I click on the link and it's paying. I look at the link. It says 19 an hour or $20 an hour plus $1 an hour shift differential or something like that. Didn't really know what it meant, but my boy was like, essentially it means you're getting paid 21 an hour. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm like, money is real low at this point. So honestly, I just take what I could get. I take what I could do. So I apply. Back like November, I apply. Like around Thanksgiving time, a little bit before Thanksgiving. They hit me up like that Monday, that Cyber Monday. They were like, hey, can you do a phone call or phone screening? I'm like, all right, bet. I do the phone screening. All right, go. That's easy. Do the phone screening. And then we schedule orientation, right? So I go to the orientation like a couple days later. I go there. I walk into those warehouse, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing here? I never thought I'd be here in my life. Never been in a warehouse ever. Always been like customer service type roles, dealing with like clients, customers, dealing with people. I've never been in a role where I'm just dealing with like boxes and items and shit. So we'd go through the orientation. They show me where I'd be working. It would be break pack. So break pack essentially is you get a station, right? And in the station, there's a bunch of boxes behind you, or a bunch of bins, I should say. And then on the computer, it shows you what box. So you have to get a cardboard box, make the box, and then you take whatever item is on the computer. So you take that item, look at the bins behind you, look for the specific item. It just lights up, like a light literally lights up. All right, the item is in this bin. So you just turn around, you see the light, you see the item, you take it, and then you put it in the box that you made, and then you scan it. And then you just continue to do that until the box is done, and it'll say like push to the next station. So you put it on the conveyor belt, and it goes through. And you're doing that all day. You're doing that shit for the shift was at 3:30 because I wanted to be in the same shift as my boy because I thought I'd be able to talk to him. I thought I'd be able to communicate, converse, talk about shit. And that was not the case at all. That was simply not the case. So after the orientation, all right, so that's orientation. I see everyone putting shit in boxes. I'm like, all right, it's not too bad. So I definitely could do that, right? So I start working there. First day, bro. Not even first day. This is the orientation where we go in. We like get our badge and shit, take a picture. They give us a tour of the building. So all right, they start off with the tour. I'm like, all right, this is cool. Looks like a big ass Home Depot. Like I said, I never worked in a warehouse before. So we do the tour, and then we go to this room. It's like a conference room with like 7 other people from different departments. One was like shipping, another was fucking like unloading, and then there was a bunch of random shits. There's some where you drive the forklift, shit like that. So it was just different types of jobs, but we all had the same orientation. So I'm sitting there. One kid comes in, smelling like straight gas, smelling like straight bud. I'm like, bro, smelling like he just smoked a pound before he walked into the spot. I'm like, bro, ain't no way. And then everyone else is like older, like 50-year-old man. There's a guy that's like my age. He looks cool. And then everyone just looked like degenerates. I'm not gonna lie to you. Everyone just looked like they didn't give a fuck. So I'm like, this is the type of environment I'm about to be in. All right, whatever, bro. So let's just go through the orientation. Sitting at the orientation, whatever, they go over the slideshow of like how a warehouse is dangerous. Don't do this, or your finger get chopped off. Don't do this. Don't be on your phone. Don't whatever, because you'll get ran over. And midway through the orientation, fucking homeboy that was smelling like gas is falling asleep. I'm like, bro, ain't no way you falling asleep. We're like 3 hours in. It's probably like 1 p.m. at this time. Homeboy's falling asleep, and then the instructor starts looking at him, just stares at him, silence for like 2 minutes straight. Everyone's just looking at this kid because he's sleeping. We're waiting for him to wake up. Instructor comes over to him, taps him on his shoulder. He's like, you good? You need a water? You need any of that? He's like, nah, I'm good. And then the kid continues to keep falling asleep. And I'm like, all right, this is the type of environment I'm about to be in. That was just a glimpse of what the warehouse mentality or warehouse mindset, environment, culture. So that's orientation. That's not even bad. That's not bad at all. But the bad part, I'll get into it. So I briefly touched on the job description, right, of what I'll be doing. So a week or day 1 comes in. I see my boy. I'm like, yo, let's go. Like, we got to make this bread. We're chatting and shit, like having a little conversation. They have a little meeting before the shift. So I'm like, all right, word. So I'm like, yo, what am I gonna be doing? Like, I don't really know what I'm doing. So they assign me to a station. I'm like, bro, I don't know what I am doing. I literally don't fucking know what I'm doing at this point. Even though I described it before, obviously I'm saying this after the fact. But initially, when they assigned me to the station, they were like, all right, you're going over to this station 13 or station 12, and good luck. Like in the orientation, they just went over the health procedures and the safety guidelines. They didn't go over the actual job. Because like I said, it was people from different departments, so they're not going to be job specific on what they're talking about. So I'm there. I'm like, yo, I leave my station. You got to lift the conveyor belt, walk out. I'm like, yo, to my boy. I walk down a couple stations. Like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? Like, there's a computer and there's mad bins behind me, and there's just like boxes loaded up. What am I doing? And like, no one told me what to do. I thought the managers or supervisors, they call them, were gonna walk me through, like, hey, scan the item, put it in the box, do this, click this on the screen. No one told me any of that. So thankfully my boy was working there. So he like showed me, he gave me a quick breakdown, but he even technically wasn't even supposed to be doing that because he had his own boxes, his own shit he had to do because there's a quota you got to hit like 100 scans or some shit every hour. So there's a quota. So that was fucking up his quota because he was showing me what to do. But he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna show you what to do because otherwise you're just gonna have to figure it out." I'm like, "Oh man, this is what we doing now." So I'm like, "All right." He shows me what to do. I go through the day. That's day one. I'm like, "All right, bet." All right, so now I know what to do at least. I got my station. I got to scan these boxes. I gotta put these bins or put these items in the boxes, send them down the line. It's not bad, right? It's like I thought maybe this would be like a sort of like a meditative practice because I'm just scanning, put it in the box, scanning, put it in the box. So at first it was relaxing for like the first hour. Then after the first hour, the second day, I'm like, bro, is this my life right now? Am I literally just boop, 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 send it down the line, boop, 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 send it down the line. I was like, bro, I started having the craziest thoughts. I'm like, bro, what am I doing? And then what made it even worse is you can't really socialize. Like when I first walked in the second day, I was like saying, hey, like what's up? Everyone's looking down at the floor. Everyone there working in this warehouse, they had no type of social skills. They didn't really know how to interact other than like my boys. There was like 2 or 3 people who were actually cool, but majority of the people there had no type of social skills. If you walk in the direction, like say you're passing each other, like I'm in the same hallway, they'll look down at the ground, or they'll look at their phone, which you're not supposed to do, by the way, because a forklift could just fucking smack the shit out of you. And I'm like saying hi, like smiling on my face, hey, what's up? I'm Zaire, or whatever. Or I'll be like, hey, to like a person, like a random person, don't even know. Because that's what I do. I just say, what's up? Because like we're in the same work environment, so might as well become friendly. I'm like, all right. They don't say nothing. They literally, I say hey, and they literally don't say nothing. And there's one girl who's just mad weird that my boy told me ahead of time. She was like, yo, she's mad weird. And I don't like to like judge people. I don't like to like do that stuff. Like I don't give a fuck if you're weird or not. Like if you're cool, you're cool at the end of the day. Like I don't give a fuck if you're chill with me, I'm chill with you. But literally, I say hello, stone cold, like we make eye to eye contact. She stares at me, just keeps walking. I'm like, all right, no type of social skills, no type of anything. But I'm like, all right, let's just. I'm not trying to make no friends. I'm just trying to make this money, get the fuck up out of there. So, all right, that's day 2. Day 3, I'm like, all right. So I kind of got the hang of things. Like I'm just gonna stay to myself, not really gonna chat with anyone because no one really does that anyway. Everyone doesn't know how to talk anyway. So day 3 or day 4 or whatever is still the first week because I'm only there for a week. I get there, I go to my station, whatever. I'm like an hour in. I'm like going through the flow of just scanning all these boxes, doing this mindless shit, which takes no skill, obviously. You're just lifting some boxes, whatever, and then putting in a bin or putting the boxes on the conveyor belt is the heaviest thing. So I'm like, all right, this is cool. I could do this for the winter time. I could do this for a couple months until I find a remote job. I hear my name on the fucking loudspeaker. I'm like, bro, it's the 3rd day, 4th day. Why is my name being called? Hear my name on the loudspeaker. I'm like, fuck, bro, what does this mean? Like, what the fuck does this mean? So I go to my boy. I'm like, yo, where is this station? They're like, yo, can you please come down to X station? I'm like, where the fuck is this? I don't know where anything is. So my boy's like, I can see him down the line. So I'm like, yo, and he walks me down. Again, I'm taking away from his quota, his numbers, because you gotta scan, right? You gotta do all this scanning. So they were like, yo, I'm gonna need you in shipping today, because a bunch of people called out. Because it was like the first week of December. So there were like a bunch of people called out and were short staffed. He was like, you ever did shipping before? I'm like, bro, it's my 3rd day. I literally told you this. Like, you saw me the other day when I say, hey, it's my first day. And I told him I didn't work in a warehouse before, but it's like he completely, the supervisor I'm talking to, by the way, it's like he completely disregarded any conversation that I had with him. He's like, he's asking me all these questions, like, you ever did this? I'm like, no, bro, I told you this 2 days ago when it's my first day working in a warehouse. I've been in the office pretty much my entire life. He walks me over to shipping, and I'm trying to make some small talk on the way, but like I said, they don't really no one really wants to talk. Everyone's just about their business. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm not even gonna try to be friendly. So get to shipping. They assigned me to fucking a station. I didn't know what shipping was. So I get there. I don't got no jacket or nothing. So I didn't know I needed a jacket. But essentially, there's a conveyor belt, right, with these big ass packages. It can range from anywhere from like 1 pound, not even like, to like a feather, the weight of a feather, to like 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Like if it's a bundle of paper, like the paper you get when you're about to print, like it'll be a stack of those shits. Some shits is heavy. So they put me there, and it's cold as fuck because you have to put shit in the truck. So you take it from the conveyor belt, you stack it in the truck like it's Tetris. You stack it in the truck. So I'm like, all right, that's not too bad, I guess. I'm doing something different. I'm like, all right, I could take the boxes, put it in the truck, but you gotta make sure it's all fitting good, fitting whatever. So this one guy is helping me. So me and this one guy are on the same truck. We're putting it in, and he was like, pause. We're putting the boxes in the truck, and he goes on like his 30 or his whatever 45. So I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll handle it, bro. I tell you, the second this motherfucker leaves, the heavy ass 30-pound motherfucking paper starts coming down the conveyor belt. And bro, if you don't catch it in time and put it in the truck, if you don't take it off the conveyor belt in time, it just keeps pushing through, and then that shit just falls. And so you just hear mad fucking papers falling because the conveyor belt goes into the truck, right? But like eventually you need to push the conveyor belt back towards the end of the truck, so it doesn't get stuck, it doesn't get caught up in the boxes, because obviously as you're putting the boxes in Tetris style, like it's gonna come forward like towards the opening of the truck, so you have to be able to move the conveyor belt back. And I didn't know this, bro. This is my first time being there. I didn't know you had to move the fucking conveyor belt. I didn't know how to. I was looking at the fucking shit. I see mad heavy ass objects coming down. I'm like, bro, I need help. How do you stop this shit? I don't know how to fucking do this shit. The shit running into the boxes, like the heavy ass packages hitting the fucking floor. I'm like, I jog to the end of I leave the truck, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, bro, where is anyone? I don't know where anyone is. So I'm like, fuck. Whatever, bro. So I'm just picking up the shit off the ground. I'm just stacking it on the side. I'm like, bro, what am I doing? What is my life? This shit hurting my back because this shit is heavy. I'm lifting with my legs. Meanwhile, I'm not picking it up like that. And meanwhile, this whole time, this is not my job at all. I'm supposed to be brake pack. I'm not supposed to be doing shipping. So I'm doing all that. And I'm like, what is life right now? You don't really get no break, so I'm fucking trying to put the shit in. And then eventually, the supervisor comes back. I don't even know where that other guy went. He never comes back. The guy that took his break, he never comes back. So it's like an hour and a half later. The supervisor comes in to check in. He sees there's mad boxes on the floor. I'm like, bro, how do you move this conveyor belt? He was like, it's right here. Meanwhile, it's the fucking button to push is mad hidden. Like he was saying, like I would have fucking knew where it was. And I'm like, all right, thank you. So I pick up all the boxes. He helps me pick up all the boxes that are like falling and shit. And at this point, bro, I'm like, I don't see myself being here for like another day or longer than this. So I just fucking, all the light boxes, bro, I was just chucking them bitches over. All the heavy boxes I would put up normally, but then at some point I was just chucking them shits over the thing. I was like, bro, I'm just throwing them in. If it fits, it fits. And I'm like, oh, there's too many bad things that are going on. Oh, not even lastly, but next, when I was doing the shipping shit, they wanted me to stay later because there was a fucking flood. So it was raining that day or snowing that day, I don't remember. But there was just mad water fucking coming down from the ceiling. I wish I could fucking recorded it. But there was mad water coming from the ceiling, right? It was like close enough where it was affecting like our area where we were putting all the boxes in. So they asked us to stay later. I'm like, bro, what is going on? Normally I'm supposed to be there from 3:30 to like 9:30. I was there to 3:30 to like 11. I'm like, bro, I fucking hate this shit. You call me a bitch, call me a pussy, but it takes some strength to work in a warehouse. Cause it's on that Friday hits, I text my boy like, yo, this warehouse shit is not it. He's like, yo, what you mean? What you mean? I'm like, yo, this is not it. I'm out of here. Fuck this place. I'm fucking up my back. No one fucking is friendly. Like, I'm like, at that point, I don't give a fuck they're friendly or not. I'm just trying to make my bread. But I'm like, there's got to be other ways to make bread. Like, I'll just go back to pizza delivering. I'll figure something, DoorDash, something. There's got to be other ways to make bread because this is not it. This shit fucking me up. So I text him like, yo, bro, this is not it. He thinks I'm joking. Bro, the next day, or the next Monday, right? Don't see me there. I'm like, bro, I told you I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. It was just, if to work in a warehouse, props to those of you who are working in a warehouse, because my first week, you could call me soft, call me whatever, but I'm like, too much shit was just going on for me to. I'm like, there's other ways I can make some bread. There's other ways to do this right now. I'm not struggling that bad. I need to work in this bum ass warehouse. It's Staples warehouse, by the way. I don't know if you ever worked there, but there's got to be other ways other than just doing this shit. First of all, scanning the boxes, scanning that shit and putting it in the boxes all day. Ass. Then you got doing the shipping shit. Ass. I'm like, bro, no matter what you do, it's gonna be ass. So I'm like, I'm gonna get the fuck up out of there. And then Monday comes, don't see me. Tuesday come, they don't see me. Wednesday come, they don't see me. Thursday come, they don't see me. The next Friday, they call me. I don't fucking answer, bro. This is the first time I ever did this. And I'm like, And then my boy texts me, or he calls me, right? He was like, yo, the supervisor asked where your boy at? Where you at? And then my boy was like, he told the supervisor, like, I don't know where he's been at. And I was like, to my boy, I'm like, yo, it's clipped. I'm not coming back, bro. It's curtains for that. And the last thing that really pissed me off and why I would not work in a warehouse is because to get paid, right, you have to, during orientation, you have to like fill out these paperwork and shit and like fill out your bank information, whatever. So I thought I was going to get direct deposit. Worst case scenario, I get a check delivered to me. And I'm like, all right. So, I mean, meanwhile, I left. So I thought either direct deposit would hit by now or I'd get the check. So I filled out all the info, right? Bro, I don't get paid. I got paid like 2 days after Christmas. So it took me a month to get paid. And I'm like, and the check wasn't even anything. It was like $550, bro, for a week. I'm like, bro, I ain't fuck this place, bro. I thought, first of all, my direct deposit should have been set up. And no way it should take a month to get to my crib. I called them. They were like, yeah, it's on its way. And I'm like, bro. So that was the last straw. I mean, meanwhile, I quit by then, but moral of the story, you're a brave soul if you're working in a warehouse. Props to you. I'm just never going to do it again. So that's my story. I hope that gives you some insight on if you want to work in a warehouse. I don't recommend it, but if you really need the bread, which I didn't, I thought I really needed the bread. You think you really need the bread until you start working in a warehouse, and you're like, I'll stop spending a little bit, because this warehouse shit is not for the faint of heart. So take it how you want. You can take it with a grain of salt. You can take it to heart. It don't matter to me. I just hope that gives you some insight on what the warehouse and what my experience was, because that shit was ass. That's just ass. But that's it. That's all I got. Peace.